Dick here with today's Life App, and I want to talk about how you can make your life a success on today's Life App. Talking about, in a previous Life App, I talked about the vision, the passion, the discipline one needs, and then the action that you have to take. Well, you know, those are very, very accurate and very applicative principles, and Joan and I have discovered that they are important. One of the things that those very steps do is they lift us to a new level. You know, most people are really, the comfort zone for most people is to stay in the same level of faith, same level of leadership, the same level of life that they're in presently. It is contrary to our comfort zone to step outside of that. You know that the word mediocre comes from two words, and the first part in the original language, the first part is midi, Latin. Midi means halfway, M-E-D-I. Ochre means mountain. And so mediocre really means halfway up the mountain. Well, what a good illustration of the word mediocre. Now we know mediocre defines someone that isn't really standing out in the crowd, someone that doesn't really impress anyone, that isn't making any accomplishments of any kind. So mediocre means halfway up the mountain. You start a journey, but halfway up you go, well, I don't think I want to go any further. Why? Why do most people stop at that level? It's because it is beyond their comfort zone. And of course, if you're going to see success in your life, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. Now here's another three reasons, or not three actually, there's one reason in particular where people don't step out of their comfort zone. And that is they're experiencing life at a survival level. They're just making it day to day. I understand that. You know, I would say Joan and I went through a year at least, probably a little more than a year in these past few years, where we just felt we were making it day to day. If we had thought beyond the day, it was almost overwhelming to us. Everything in our life had collapsed in on us. And I can only tell you the depth of just the depth of the journey that we went through, the sorrow, the despair, the lack of hope. But somewhere in that mix, we just kept going day to day. So sometimes your life is in survival, but we have to step out of survival mode. You know, if you stay in survival mode, you'll never experience success or significance. Here's what I read from one person. He said this. He said, every person's life either falls into survival, success, or significance. I believe significance is the greatest key and the greatest goal. We need to go from survival to success, but from success we must go to significance. Why do I say that? Because at the significance level, we can begin to make influence for the good things of life. That is for the kingdom of God. That is that we can be a positive influence for others and help them in their journey. That's the goal for every human being. You know that God calls us all to be leaders. He calls us all to be influencers. See, that's the definition of a leader in God's eyes. It is to be an influencer. That is, you may be influencing your children. Maybe it's your 3 or 4 children at home, or it may be just the circle of family that you know. But you are an influencer. And if you can influence, then you have significance. That's today's Life App.